Life is complex, so is our mental health. It cannot be understood by diagnosis alone. Our philosophy is treat the person, not the mental illness.
Prior to using this hypnotic script, it is very important for you to know that you should not be doing this while driving a vehicle or anything else that requires you to be awake and alert, as this could be very dangerous. Be in a place in which you can just fully let go, relax, and participate in that full hypnotic experience. You can choose to close your eyes at any time. You don't have to wait for the instruction. You could also just leave your eyes open until that point in time in which the instructions ask you to close your eyes. Before we begin, I want to give you a little bit of an understanding of what we're going to be doing. So this hypnosis is intended to help people work through trauma. Now, trauma is something that actually isn't very well understood. The common idea of trauma, that is, because trauma is not what happened to you. And so we're not going to be looking at any memories that you have experienced of anything from your recent history or into the past. Trauma is the changes that occurred inside you. Those feelings that become very big when something happens today, and we recognize that those feelings are very, very big because we're not just experiencing what happened today, we're experiencing things that have connected to us from the past hurt, past pain, insecurity that develops. And so the focus of today is not going to be to somehow remove all of your feelings, but for you to be able to better relate to those feelings. All right, so let us begin. I would like to talk to you for a moment to see if you would like to feel more comfortable and relaxed than what you might expect. I'm quite sure that it will seem to you that I've really done nothing, that nothing has happened at all to this point. You may feel a little bit more relaxed in a moment, but I doubt that you'll notice any other changes. I'd like you to notice, though, if you're surprised by anything else that you might notice. Okay, so then really the best way to begin to feel more comfortable is just to begin by sitting as comfortably as you can right now. So go ahead and make any adjustments that you need to at this point to feel the most comfortable that you can, to be in the most comfortable position that you can. And that's fine. Now I'd like you to notice how much more comfortable you can feel by just taking one very big, satisfying, and deep breath. Go ahead. Big, satisfying breath. That's fine. You may already notice how good that feels, how warm your neck and shoulders can feel. Now, then I'd like you to take 4 more very deep, very comfortable breaths. And as you exhale, notice. Just notice how comfortable your shoulders can become. And notice how comfortable your eyes can feel when they close. And when they close, just let them stay closed. That's right. Just notice how when you exhale, you can feel that relaxation beginning to sink in. Good. That's fine. And now as you continue breathing comfortably and deeply and rhythmically, all I'd like you to do is just picture in your imagination, just picture in your mind, just imagine a staircase, any kind you'd like, with 20 steps, and you at the top. Now, you don't need to see all 20 steps at once. You can see any or all of the staircase any way you like, and that's fine. Just notice yourself at the top of the staircase and the step that you're on, and any other that you'd like, however you see it, is fine. Now in a moment, but not yet, I'm going to count out loud from 1 to 20. As you may already have guessed, as I count each number, I'd like you to take a step down the staircase. See yourself stepping down the staircase. Feel yourself stepping down the staircase, one step for each number that I count. And all you need to do is notice, just notice how much more comfortable and relaxed that you can feel at each step as you go down the staircase. One step for each number that I count. The larger the number, the farther down the staircase. The farther down the staircase, the more comfortable you can feel. One step for each number. Alright, you can begin to get ready. I'm going to begin. 1. One step down the staircase. 2. 2 steps down the staircase, that's fine. 3. 3 steps down the staircase, and maybe you already notice how much more relaxed that you feel. I wonder if there are places in your body that feel more relaxed than others. Perhaps your shoulders are more relaxed than your neck. Perhaps your legs are more relaxed than your arms. I don't know, and it really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you feel comfortable, that's all. 4. 4 steps down the staircase, perhaps feeling already places in your body beginning to relax. I wonder if the deep, relaxing, restful heaviness in your forehead is already beginning to spread and flow down across your eyes, down across your face into your mouth and jaw, down through your neck, deep, restful, heavy. 5 steps down the staircase, a quarter of the way down, and already beginning perhaps to really enjoy your relaxation and comfort. 6 steps down the staircase, perhaps beginning to notice that the sounds which were distracting become less so, that all the sounds you can hear become part of your experience of comfort and relaxation. Anything you can notice, it becomes a part of your experience of comfort and relaxation. 7 steps down the staircase, that's fine. Perhaps noticing the heavy, restful, comfortable, relaxing feeling spreading down in your shoulders, down through your arms. I wonder if you notice one arm feeling heavier than the other. Perhaps your left arm feels a bit heavier than your right arm does. Perhaps your right arm feels a bit heavier than your left arm does. I don't know. Perhaps both of them feel equally heavy. It really doesn't matter. Just letting yourself become more and more aware that the comfortable relaxation is becoming more and more deep. That heavy, comfortable relaxation. Or I don't know, maybe it is not heavy, maybe it's a feeling of lightness. I really don't know, and it really doesn't matter. 8 steps down the staircase, perhaps noticing that even as you relax, that your heart actually seems perhaps to be beating much faster and harder than you might expect. Perhaps noticing the tingling in your fingers, perhaps wondering about the fluttering of your eyelids. 9 steps down the staircase, breathing comfortably, slowly, deeply, restful, noticing the heaviness really beginning to sink in as you continue to notice that pleasant, restful, comfortable relaxation just spreading through your body. And then 10 steps down the staircase, halfway to the bottom of the staircase, wondering perhaps what might be happening, perhaps wondering if anything is happening at all, and yet knowing that it really doesn't matter, feeling so pleasantly restful, just continuing to notice that growing, spreading, comfortable relaxation. 11 steps down the staircase, noticing maybe that as you feel increasingly heavy, more and more comfortable, more and more relaxed, that you realize there is nothing to bother you, nothing to disturb you as you become deeper and deeper relaxed. 12 steps down the staircase. I wonder if you notice how easily you can hear the sound of my voice, how easily you can understand the words that I'm saying with nothing to bother you, nothing to disturb. 13 steps down the staircase, feeling more and more the real enjoyment of this relaxation and comfort. 14 steps down the staircase, noticing perhaps the sinking, restful pleasantness as your body seems to just go down deeper and deeper into the couch with nothing to bother you, nothing to disturb you, as the couch holds you comfortably and warmly. 15 steps down the staircase, 3/4 of the way down the staircase, deeper and deeper relaxed, absolutely nothing to do at all, but just enjoy yourself. 16 steps down the staircase, wondering if perhaps what it is that you might expect to find at the bottom of the staircase, and yet knowing how much more ready you are to truly feel relaxed, become deeper and deeper into this relaxation, more and more comfortable with nothing to bother you and nothing to disturb you. 17 steps down the staircase, closer and closer to the bottom of the staircase, perhaps feeling your heart beating harder and harder, perhaps the feeling of heaviness in your arms and legs becoming even more clearly comfortable, knowing that nothing really matters except your enjoyment of your experience of comfortable relaxation with nothing to bother you, nothing to disturb you. 18 steps down the staircase, almost to the bottom, with nothing to bother you, nothing to disturb you, as you continue to go deeper and deeper, relaxed, heavy, comfortable, restful, relaxed, nothing really to do, no one to please, no one to satisfy. And so just notice how very comfortable you have been able to become and continue to become as you continue to breathe slowly and comfortably, restful. 19 steps down the staircase, almost to the bottom of the staircase. Nothing to bother, nothing to disturb you as you continue to feel more and more comfortable, more and more relaxed, more and more rested, more and more comfortable. And now 20, the bottom of the staircase. Deeply relaxed, deeper with every breath that you take. And as you come to the bottom of the staircase, you find yourself in a corridor. There's doors along either side. Some of these doors belong to people. One of the doors is yours. All of those doors that belong to someone, all of those doors are locked. There are some doors that are simply empty. They're just an empty space. And we're going to be entering into your door, but not yet. First, you recognize that you're carrying a backpack. Inside this backpack, there are many, many things. Things that you've collected over the years. Each one of these things represents something. And it represents something that you're carrying. I want you to take the backpack off. Pull all of the stuff out of the backpack. I'll give you a moment to be able to do an inventory where you pull everything out of the backpack and you can take a look at what it is. now that you've had a chance to be able to pull all of this stuff out, I want you to consider what these items are and what they mean. You've been carrying them around. Some of them are still important for you to continue to carry with you because they continue to serve a purpose. Some of these things, the purpose is completed. It served you well, and you can thank it for serving you. And at the same time, it no longer is needed. I want you to identify which of these things represent things that you still need. And I want you to slip those back into the backpack. And then I want you to look at the things that are left. Understand what it is they represent. Close by you in the corridor is one of the doors that is nobody's door. It's just an empty space. I want you to say goodbye to the things that you no longer need. And I want you to then put them into that storage space. If there's ever a time in the future that you're going to need them again, you'll be able to collect them. And so I want you to then place these things into storage. And notice what it feels like to let them go. Knowing that if you need them, you know where they are. You can come back and collect it again. And then I want you to close that door. Continue down the hallway to your door. Behind that door is a very safe place. It's a sanctuary. No one else has access to it. I want you to notice the key in your pocket. I want you to open up that door and close the door behind you where it will lock. And then I want you to really notice where you are. Maybe somewhere that you've been before, maybe an entirely new place. I want you to notice with every one of your senses what it is you can smell, what it is you can taste, what is it that you can physically feel, what can you hear, can you see? While in this place, and while your body then becomes entirely safe and relaxed, you can allow all of your feelings to come up, because in this relaxed state, you'll be able to handle them. You'll be able to see, feel all of those feelings. You'll be able to recognize which ones are serving you well and which feelings you are actually finished with. You'll be able to hold on to the feelings that are still important, even if those feelings are hard feelings, difficult ones. You'll be able to recognize the reason that they're there, so that instead of feeling overwhelmed by them, you can welcome them like a good friend that's trying to do something for you to help you. And then once again, look around you. Because this place that you're in is this ultimate place of recharge that puts you back into a sense of self-control and safety that is independent from anything else that is happening. In fact, it's like this place is a shield that protects you. And so I want you to look around in this place for some sort of emblem, something that you can identify that represents that feeling of a shield. And I want you to collect that object so that in the hours, the days, the weeks to come, you will continue to be protected by a shield that outside stressors, unwanted stressors, will bounce off and away from you. They will bounce off and away from you because you are protected by this shield. The shield will protect you. And once you have collected that object, and I want you to look around again. Notice where you are, so it'll be easy for you to be able to return here in the future. And then I want you to come back towards the door, knowing that at any point in time, you're going to be able to get back into this place, and you'll be able to return to this sense of safety, comfort, and relaxation. In fact, every single time you choose to do something like this, it will become more and more powerful for you. So say goodbye to this place for now. And then open the door as you step back into the corridor. Make sure you lock your door. And then as you begin to return to the staircase, feeling so much better, so much more alive and energetic, that you want to take the stairs 2 at a time. And so I'm going to count from 10 to 1. And for each number that I count, you're going to take 2 steps up on the staircase. And you'll become more and more awake with each step. 10. Rising up. 9. Becoming more and more awake. 8. More and more alert. 7. Feeling yourself beginning to reconnect with the physical space you're in. 6. 5. Feeling more awareness about your physical body. 4. 3. Beginning to move around, moving small movements in your body as you begin to become more and more awake. 2. And 1. Coming fully awake, fully alert, fully aware, feeling wonderful. Thank you for joining us today. We hope that this message has been as meaningful to you as it has been to us. If you're looking for help, you can find us on Facebook at Humanizing Mental Health.